am the English 9091 teacher for Betsy Lane High School, and Betsy Lane High School it's a pretty small school. We have about 450 students. I am the only senior English teacher. I'm then the only English 9091 teacher, and for those of you who don't know what English 9091 is, that is a transitional English class. If you have not met benchmark on the ACT in either English or reading, we let you take this class. We require that you take this elective. So most of the time, the kids who are in this class are in this class because they didn't meet benchmark, and they didn't meet benchmark because they don't like to read and they don't like to write. So it's a double-edged sword. How do you fix that? And I'm a reader, and I mean, many of us are readers, and we just can't imagine not reading. I mean, how do you not read? How do you not write all the time? And for a lot of kids, they don't like it. So my thought was, instead of just reading small passages sometimes, which is what you get on the ACT, and we do a lot of that. I'm not saying we have totally kicked that to the curb, or just writing sentences or looking at other people's writing. I want them to do something that's really meaningful to them. And so I kind of piggyback this with the idea of what it means to live in Appalachia and what it means to look at the area around us. So it's kind of like a three-pronged thing. Number one, they're going to be reading some memoirs, like What My Heart Wants to Tell by Verna Mae Sloan. We're going to be doing some excerpts from that. But I'm also going to be doing Wood Song by Gary Paulson, which is kind of for my boys, because, I'm kind of boy-heavy in one class, and then I'm girl-heavy in another class. So instead of doing like an Appalachian Lit book, I thought Wood Song by Gary Paulson. He's the guy who wrote Hatchet, and they loved Hatchet in 5th or 6th grade. And then I Am Malele, which is the young girl who was shot by the Taliban for trying to get an education. And it's a big book, but we're going to do excerpts from that book. So I'm going to buy copies of that book for them. And then we're going to do some writing. We're going to do the Where I'm From by George Ella Line poem. And then there's another poem called Abandoned Farmhouse by Ted Kosher, and we did Poetry Out Loud last year. And this is the poem that shows a story of a family based on a house. The family is gone, but all the stuff that we know about the family based on the house. So we're going to attempt to pick a place and write about the people based on that place. And last year's kids loved it. We kind of did it right after Poetry Out Loud, and they loved the idea of taking their grandmother's house, remove all the people, write about the family based on what's in that house. It's an amazing thing for them to do, and it becomes very, very personal. And then also, we're going to just take pictures of the beauty of Appalachia. From the idea of Dalton in a tree stand, because that's what he finds pretty, because Appalachia can be beautiful. So from the tree stand to the lake to the basketball court, if it's something in Appalachia and you think it's beautiful, and then I'm going to try to put everything together, all of their writings, and I kind of want, to maybe put it on my classroom page, maybe give them like a little memory book of everybody, and I kind of need to start this early. Last year when I was trying to do this, it didn't occur to me that my kids would test out, because if they test out of English 90, they can leave in December. So the idea is maybe to get some of their stuff in before December, and then some of their stuff in second semester, because some kids will stay with me all year, but some kids will leave me, and I still want them to be a part of it. Does that make sense? So it's kind of going to be an all-year project, and we're going to be doing reading and writing and photography and trying to put it all together. And I don't know, I think if you close one eye and squint the other, it looks kind of good. I don't know. So, but any questions? Thank you. Yes, we let them take it. ACT. If no, well, Oh, Coyote. If they pass a Coyote reading or the Coyote writing, and then we can do Compass one time this semester, and then Compass is over with in December. So that's the only way they can get out, unless they take the ACT again on their own time on a Saturday. But they took the ACT, and so that's how they got in. So I mean, I have kids who are 1 point from benchmark. I have kids who are several points from benchmark. But then when you come in August and say, okay, why are you in this class? It's not just because you didn't meet benchmark. How many of you guys read in your free time? Nobody raises their hands because they don't. And you don't get better at reading if you don't do it. So it's, like I said, it's a double-edged sword sometimes. So I just kind of want them to find something that they will like to read. And it's really cool sometimes if they read James Steele and they figure out he writes like we talk. Well, that's because he's Appalachian. And it's okay sometimes to write like that. Not on a job application, but, and just kind of let them know the difference. So, any other questions? Awesome. Thank you.